And welcome to the latest in our series of Our Lockdown Stories. This is a series of short videos in which I'm interviewing some of our members about their experiences in lockdown over the last few months and how their involvement in the community has been and what it's meant to them during that time. And today I'm delighted to welcome Norman. Hi Norman, thank you so much for joining me.
Hello Rebecca.
Hi,
Thank
thank
you.
you. Okay, let's dive straight in. Let's start by, if you could tell us a little bit, please, about yourself and about your background at Kingston Liberal Synagogue.
Yes, well, I was actually brought up in an Orthodox synagogue and in Golders Green in northwest London. And my parents were fairly active members. My mother used to take us to the services. My father had to work Saturday mornings, but it was a very friendly organisation and I rather enjoyed it. But when I met Jill, my whole life changed, which it would in any case. And she was a third generation member of Liberal Judaism. And I sort of converted to Liberal Judaism, if you like. And we were married at Kingston Liberal Synagogue, at South London Liberal Synagogue, sorry. And shortly afterwards joined KLS. And it's been a lovely association. I've really enjoyed it. I've done various jobs for the synagogue. We've been on council as ordinary members, then as joint secretaries. I was vice chairman and then eventually president, although that's what I call sort of like a minister without portfolio, but really enjoyed it. And I've also done the Yortzeit Rota. I think I must be the longest serving Rota organizer, because I don't know how long I've been our Yortzeit clerk, as I call myself. But it's at least 30 years. And yes, I remember doing it originally. We had to write out all the Yortzeits each month. Then I sent them or gave to Pam Fletcher-Jones, who then edited the Kingston News. Of course, since then it's been more computerized and it's just copy and paste. But yes, it must be over 30 years. Amazing.
Wow, that is amazing. That is amazing. Can you tell us a little bit about what the last few months has been like for you during the lockdown?
Yeah, it hasn't been too bad. I find the mornings are fine, there's jobs to do, various things, and the evenings are okay, because if you're staying in any case, it doesn't make much difference. The afternoons have tended on occasions to drag a bit, but I've done reading, we've done walks, we've had a few tea afternoons in gardens. Whether we should have done or shouldn't have done, I don't know. You could debate it either way, but social distancing. So it hasn't been as bad for us as it possibly has for a lot of people with young children at home and struggling like that, or elderly relatives. So overall, better than most, I suspect.
That's good, because obviously, you know, for some people it really has been difficult. I mean, we were talking to Christine Leah Locher last week, and obviously she's had quite a difficult time. So no, that's good to hear. That's good to hear. And what's your involvement in KLS been like during this time, Norman?
I think it's been marvellous. I mean, Rennie has been terrific. Talk about a brilliant broadcaster. He's actually made for the job. So cometh the situation, cometh the man, if you like, you know.
Yeah.
And then the tech backup with you, Craig, James, phenomenal. Absolutely so committed, which has been brilliant. Love attending the services at home, you know, quite often sitting in my slippers. Also, we've taken, Jill and I have taken 2 services.
Yes.
But the thing I really enjoy, although it's quite difficult, and I'm amazed how the rabbis do it so regularly, are the sermons. But I actually like thinking about a sermon and preparing it. But it has to pass the Jill Hyman test first. Because if it's not acceptable to her, it's not acceptable. She's laughing. If it's not acceptable to her, it doesn't go ahead, you know. And that's before we get to the red pen test. The red pen test is where she sort of goes over all the punctuations. And I say to her, I said, look, the thing is, when you're saying this, no one's going to know about whether there's a question mark there or semicolon. I mean, I didn't even know what semicolon was till she told me. So
Well, I
Yeah,
have to say,
I did read it. Okay.
I've certainly enjoyed listening to your sermons, Norman.
Yeah,
I don't know if I
yeah,
should be thanking you now or maybe thanking Jill.
yeah.
Oh, it's a
No,
joint
but
effort.
that's been fun overall. You know,
Sure, yeah,
so.
no, then they've been great. No, they've been great. The services that you've led have been really, really cool. What has it meant to you, this involvement in the community?
Well, it sort of reinforces your commitment, I think, to the community, but it also
Mm.
makes me think sometimes. And the other day I was thinking about the lobby area in the synagogue, and we've got a display of honour board there. I don't know, sometimes probably members walk straight in, they probably don't even notice it. But on there, every single name on there are people I have known, and I could mention all of them. And their commitment over the years to the synagogue has been amazing. And to me, it's a bit like, it's not like a relay race with a baton changing hands. It's more like a torch. It's the door of door, from generation to generation. So they pass it on. It's in a relay race, there's an end. But with the torch, there's no end. It just goes on, as it should do for future generations. And I think of the commitment they have made has been outstanding. Of course, it's different. They do it in a different way than what we do now. And now the baton, or the torch, I mustn't say baton, the torch is now changed to people like Craig, outstanding, yourself, outstanding, Rennie, and that's what I think is marvellous about our synagogue and the general community and the warmth it brings. It's like a shield around you, if you like. You can't touch it, but you can feel it.
That's absolutely beautiful, and I completely agree. But that's such a beautiful way of putting it, Norman. It really is. Do you do you think that your relationship with your Judaism has changed at all over the last few months?
No, I don't think so. I don't think so. Whether I feel closer, you see, the thing is now we've got to the stage that with the Friday night service, and in most cases on the Saturday morning one, we have to attend them. Of course we don't have to, but we do because it's a habit. You're in, you think, why shouldn't I attend a Friday night service via Facebook? Because what else are you going to do? You're there. So I think from that point of view, if you said in normal circumstances, do we go to shul every Friday night? No, we don't. We might go 2 or 3 times in a month. But now it's every Friday, unless we're away or something, And I think it's rather nice, actually. I think it's a habit we rather like. And it's so easy. This is the thing, it's so easy. You don't have to worry about driving or doing anything. It's lovely. Have to rush a bit sometimes to get the supper in beforehand.
Yeah.
But,
do you think when you come back to the shul you might come and wear your slippers in the shul, Norman?
Could be tricky.
I'll look out for that. Oh, is Norman wearing his slippers? And just finally, Norman, can I ask you what have you learned over the last few months of
Well, I think my computer skills are slightly better, but starting from a very low base. Also, on a more serious note, I think sometimes I think we make too much of smaller issues than what we should do. I think it's the important issues that we should focus on perhaps a bit more. I mean, obviously health is the most important thing. But overall, I think we shouldn't worry too much about small issues and be grateful that we are healthy and the family are healthy. It's more important to me that they're healthy than ourselves because, that's how older parents think, and how it should be. But overall, not too bad an experience.
Do you know what? That's really a great place to wrap up, Norman.
Thank you.
Don't sweat the small stuff. Oh no,
thank you for what you do. I think you've been a breath of fresh air to the synagogue. A terrific member. Thank you.
Oh, thank you very much. Thank you very much. Well, I do remember when I joined a couple of years ago, you and Jill were two that made me feel incredibly welcome right at the beginning. You were so friendly and so welcoming. I remember that really well. So thank you. And thank you for talking to me today as well. That's been really, really great to hear your stories. And stay tuned. There are loads more to come. Thank you again, Norman, and see you all soon.